Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I've got two stories for you, and both of them have updates. So, let's get started with the first one. This post is from the subreddit r/me/aol, and it's by user xxoracle2033. The title is, "Am I the a-hole for not allowing my fiancé's best friend to come to our wedding?" My fiancé and I have been together for just under 6 years. We got engaged 2 years ago and have a great relationship. Our friends and family all get along well with each other. No issues at all except for one of my partner's best friends. This best friend has never liked me and seemingly had it out for me the entire time. She basically ignores my existence, refuses to speak or be cordial to me, but as soon as she sees my partner, she's yelling and hugging him, talking about "hey best friend," while ignoring me even though I'm right next to him. I told him about it and how it made me feel, and at first, it went unaddressed. 2 to 3 more times because he needed proof to make sure there was an issue. After said proof was present, he spoke to her about it, and she got a little better but only around groups of people, and like twice she indicated she doesn't have a problem with me. So, he felt I am the only one having an issue, and I need to just approach her and talk it out. I told him I'm not doing that cause she isn't my friend, and he needs to do so. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we attended a mutual friends party. I attempted to make eye contact and say hello 2 to 3 times, but she avoided me and refused to look at me the whole time. My fiancé noticed because it was so blatant. I don't want her respect. I don't need her to like me. I don't honestly want her around at all. I just want her to have basic human decency. This situation has caused me to rethink my relationship and ending it because I feel my fiancé is in the wrong for engaging with her after seeing how she completely disregards me. I think now, but mostly after marriage, we're supposed to be a unit, and I wouldn't allow this behavior from a friend of mine. I've been feeling like an a-hole because we spent the better half of a nice drunken evening arguing about this, and I told him she can't come to our wedding as I won't have someone who can't seem to stand me near me. So, I may be the a-hole by overreacting and banning her from one of the most important days of his life. Am I the a-hole for telling my fiancé she can't come to our wedding? Well, in my opinion, no. You're not the a-hole. Because just like it would be the most important day of his life, it's also the most important day of your life so far. And this day should be filled with people who love the both of you, not just him or you. Now, the one thing that rubs me the wrong way is how he's just dismissing the way this friend is treating you. Honestly, OP, if I was in your shoes, and just like you said, you wouldn't allow it. I'd be absolutely against a friend of mine treating my wife or fiancé the way that she's treating you, and I would have words with this person, and I wouldn't doubt for a second to drop a friend who just refuses to acknowledge my wife's existence. And the fact that he's seen this and doesn't want to do anything about it. Yeah, that is concerning. So, no, OP, I don't think you're the a-hole. It's also your wedding, and you do get a say on who gets to come. And what is your judgment? Let me know in the comments section. And now, let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Alternative Girl 6208 says, "Not the a-hole. She's in love with your man. Upset that he's with you, and pretending like you don't exist makes her feel better. She won't say or do anything to make him upset. She's saying she has no problem with you is because the problem isn't with you, technically it's with him. She was hoping for her romantic movie moment when the male best friend finally realizes and falls for his female best friend." And OP responds, "To be honest, this is what my best friend and a select few people I told about this a while ago said. There were times on social media where she indicated she was the ideal woman for him, that he needs someone like her." Effective Brief 8295 says, "Not the a-hole for not allowing the BFF to come to the wedding, but you are the a-hole for still wanting to marry the guy. Your man doesn't respect you, or he would have put his foot down with the BFF after he saw the way she continued to disrespect you after he said something to her. Do you honestly think just by not inviting her to the wedding will change anything? She's still going to be a pain in the butt after you get married. Then there will be more hoops to go through when you end up divorcing because of her." And OP responds, "Wow, 3 crying emojis. That was an unexpected twist, LOL. You're right though. I've been seriously evaluating our relationship and how this one thing is jeopardizing it. I don't want to give it up, but it does come across as disrespectful and just not presenting as a unified front." Ramona Danger says, "Not the a-hole. This would really upset me too. She is disrespecting you, and being a terrible friend to your fiancé. A true friend would go the extra mile to make you feel welcome and comfortable with their friendship, knowing how much you mean to him. Your fiancé needs to ask himself why he would want to maintain a relationship of any type with someone who disrespects you. He's literally planning on building a life with you, yet he's prioritizing her feelings. Why? It's because he doesn't have a backbone. It's because he thinks how people treat you isn't relative to him. Is he screwing her on the side? You can't answer any of these, other than to set a boundary and hold firm. An OP response: agreed. My fiancé has an issue with loyalty or history over anything. He feels he needs to stick by people, and to be honest, I get it. She's his best friend and has been around for 10 plus years. I told him straight up I don't want to make him feel like he can't have friends, but something about her that's just no. Additional information from OP's comments. He said he has spoken to her, and she said she had no issue with me. He claims his hands are tied, and he can't make her do anything. I don't want him to. I just want to feel defended and honored by my partner. Apparently, she's never liked any of his partners, and I tell him that as he allows it, it'll keep happening. I don't want to have a conversation with her because I feel she'll just be a fake keep it breezy bimbo, and it won't get us anywhere. I genuinely like to communicate and resolve issues, or find middle ground, but ignoring my entire presence for years doesn't really make me want to do that. I think she thinks she is his number one, and he'll choose her if it comes to the wire. She acts very much like a high schooler, and that's something that rubs me the wrong way. I just don't know why he's accepting of this behavior. It definitely made me suspicious at first because I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why aren't you defending me? But to be honest, he is non-confrontational and avoids any type of conflict and tends to make excuses for everyone. My problem is that I don't want to ruin what has otherwise been the healthiest and best relationship in my life, but I've been thinking hard about it because where are the boundaries? My partner is genuinely a thoughtful, intelligent, well-rounded, and ethical person. I can get why he is the standard or desired for his qualities, but also I'm thinking, and these comments have made me realize I don't want to marry someone that is okay with someone, especially a close friend, disrespecting me, his future wife. The funny thing is that he actually said, I hope you don't dislike any of my girlfriends, because if you do, it's BYY for them. How ironic, that was such a big BYY. Well, I got to say it feels like that comment about you not disliking any of his girlfriends because it's BYY for them was his way of trying to get you to be easy on this particular friend because you already said that she's known for not liking any of his partners. The community agrees that Opie is not the a-hole, and they asked her to please reconsider this whole thing, which apparently Opie is doing. So, now let's move on to the update to see how the story ends. The comments on my original post opened my eyes and made me realize that despite this being the healthiest relationship I've been in, it doesn't mean it's actually healthy. We've had a couple of conversations surrounding this issue, which mostly consisted of me saying it bothered me and him saying I was the only one who cared. A couple of things helped me realize my breaking point. 1. I asked him if he would be okay with our daughter's future partner treating them like this, to which he got flustered, shut down, and said he didn't want to talk about it. I left it alone. And 2, he said he didn't want to end his friendship or do anything to jeopardize it because what if we break up? This made me realize he would not protect me as his wife since he didn't as his girlfriend. The final straw was when I expressed how much it bothered me that he wanted me to blow this off since we as and me and the best friend only see each other 4 to 6 times per year. He said, directly quoted, "Because this is burned into my brain. I know the way she treats you is garbage, but you're allowing one person to dictate our relationship. It could be worse. She could be more active. There are worse ways to meddle people, text and lie, and all that to break relationships up." The first line broke my heart and told me all I needed to know. I told them he is the one letting her treat me like garbage and left it alone. I won't be engaging with him anymore on that topic. He deflects and says that since she said she doesn't have a problem with me when he first brought this topic up to her, that I need to have a conversation with her because it's an issue for me. This has been his stance since his first attempt to talk to her about it. His solution that I came up with after the party a couple of months ago is to not acknowledge her until, or unless she acknowledges me. I told him that doesn't really do anything because he still speaks to and sees her outside of the time she sees me. So pretty sure she's okay with ignoring us both in group settings and then just seeing and speaking to him when I'm not there. LOL. Honestly, I'm mostly tired. I shouldn't have to defend myself, or why something matters so deeply to me. I have to truck through a couple more months of pre-planned and paid for social engagements, but I closed the curtain on any chance of healing this relationship the moment those words left his mouth. Thank you everyone for the advice comments since knocking me upside the head and similar related experiences and outcomes. I'm going to go to therapy and redefine what a healthy, balanced, and communicative relationship really is. OP's edit. The pre-planned events aren't the wedding or engagement related. We share a home, need to divide assets, pets, a custody schedule. Additionally, we have vacations planned with a mutually shared friend group, boyfriend not part of that group. I appreciate the concerns, but I need to plan things out a little more. There will be no second chance. And to those that keep saying that they are effing probably when I first brought this up, he became stressed and kept emphasizing how I thought he was effing his best friend and didn't address the issue that was brought up. I don't care to know or confirm though. OP's edit 2. We are not getting married or continuing our relationship. For those thinking I'm using the pre-planned events to justify holding out, good, absolutely effing not. Our relationship was dead the moment he admitted she treated me like garbage and basically shrugged it off. As a note, I never asked him to cut anyone off out of his life. I simply asked for basic greetings and acknowledgement during the rare encounters with his BFF. This hasn't happened aside from a couple of begrudging times. OP's final edit. I tried asking him the "what would you tell your daughter to do" question. He answered that if she loved her partner, she shouldn't care about outside people. Additionally, he said he was tired of talking about it. He feels he's done all he can, and he doesn't want me, to bring her up because he's tired of talking about it. I told him our relationship is done in September when our lease is up, etc. Apologizing for bringing it up, and asked if he wanted to be alone for the evening. Thank you everyone for helping me realize I wasn't asking for too much. I really thought he was the one for me, but I wasn't thinking straight. I'm tired and I want better for myself. I'm okay with being alone. I appreciate you all. Have a good night. Well, OP, your partner clearly wasn't acting like one. So I think you've made the best decision for yourself and for your future. As you say, you just need to truck through the next few months and loose ends that you need to tie up. So, on that note, he is wishing you the best in the future. Thank you for sharing and take care. And now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit r/petty revenge, and it's by user exciting mud5054. The title is, I thought she was my friend. I have a coworker that I thought was my friend. We have worked together for almost a year. A few months ago, she walked out on her job. She wanted to come back, and I got her job back. I've lent her money, bought her food when she didn't have any, and even defended her on multiple occasions. Well, yesterday, I found out that she has been talking mad crap behind my back and flat out lying about me to the new employees. One employee came to me and said, I respect you enough to tell you this. And the other confirmed the story when I asked if what the first employee said was true. It really hurt because I have done so much for her. So, I was closing shift last night, so I had to do the deposit on the top of the deposit bag. We write our tips so we can minus it in the daily operating report to see if we are short, and we leave the top of the deposit bag on the desk because the deposit bag number is needed to open the store in the morning. I know for a fact that this coworker gets angry when she sees people getting large tips. It makes her jealous because she is really bad with money and always totally broke, and because of how she treats customers, she never gets tips. She literally yells and screams at customers. She even called the cops on a customer for complaining he only got one sauce cup, and she followed him outside and said that he drove a big truck because he had a small penis. She usually gets maybe $1 to $2 in tips on a shift. Anyway, I decided to write a fake number for my tips. I only got like 8 in tips, but I wrote $48 knowing it was going to totally destroy her whole day. There is no way for her to verify my tips, and writing a fake number down doesn't affect anything at all. It's not like it will mess up count or anything, and 48 in tips wouldn't be common, but not unheard of for a Friday night. I've gotten larger tips for the night than today. She texted me asking if I could come in to work an hour early, so she could leave an hour early. I've never told her no before. I've always helped her out when she asked, but today I rogged the boat and told her nope. I know she's at work right now totally fuming because she thinks I got large tips and because I would not come in early for her. I'm sitting here eating my dinner in my car feeling satisfied for the moment. OP's update. So, I didn't expect my pettiness to have such an effect on her. I gotta work tonight, and as soon as I walked in the door, she started slamming stuff around and throwing stuff. I went straight into the bathroom and texted my GM. He immediately got on the security cameras and started watching her. I kept my head down and my mouth shut and said absolutely nothing to her. After watching her for about 5 minutes, he hopped in his car and came straight to work on his day off. She still didn't stop slamming stuff around, but it wasn't quite as violent. Once he got to work, he told me he was going to have a sit-down with her tomorrow about her behavior and her creating a hostile work environment for everyone when she behaves that way. The thing is, she can't control her anger, so if she gets angry tomorrow during the sit-down, she might actually walk out. My GM said he hopes she quits tomorrow so we don't have to deal with her anymore. He also said he won't let her come back. OP's update number 2. I have a routine before work. I usually leave an hour and a half before work, grab some dinner, and then sit in a parking lot playing Pokemon Go. I drove by work and her car is there, so obviously she didn't walk out. I was really hoping to see my GM's car there and not hers. Let's see how she is behaving today after my GM spoke with her. OP's final update. I get to work and she starts slamming stuff around again. I just keep my head down and ignore her. I text my GM, she then calls the GM and lies about a few things, whatever, I don't care at this point. GM confronts her about slamming stuff around, she denies it and hangs up on him, leaves her key in the office and clocks out and leaves on her way out the door. She threatened to sue me for defamation of character. I almost laughed in her face. You should have, but I just ignored her. I'm just glad she quit. The whole place feels so much lighter without her there. I find myself enjoying work again. Looks like the trash finally took itself out. Well, it'll be good for you for doing something about this coworker who was just basically using you and then talking crap about. She most definitely was not your friend, and as you said, the trash took itself out. Thanks for sharing. OP, take care, and that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So, here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button.